The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Monday, the 7th day of July, 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BHC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, People's Pharmacy, and HSBC Bermuda. Thank you to them for ensuring that we are able to pump through the radio airwaves over on Hot 107.5 with these important community conversations. I'm Jamel Hartman, and we'll have a news break from Simone Vaughn a bit later. Happy Monday to everybody. How's everyone feeling? It's been a while since we've seen you. We didn't have a live show on Friday, but we are happy to be back. We were threatened. We were threatened by some TDH community members. We were told, "Don't you ever take a short week again." And it's going to be kind of tough because Cop Match is coming up, and you all don't tune in during Cop Match, right? You're usually, at the beach, preparing for the game, doing something, camping, traveling, not doing something. So please forgive us. We will not be on air on July 31st or August 1st as St. George seeks to retain their cup that they haven't seen in about 14 years. So that's all the Cup Match trash talk I'm doing today, folks. That's all the Cup Match trash talk I'm doing today. But hopefully everyone had a great weekend and you're ready for a very productive and rewarding traditional work week. Greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome the Commodore of the Bermuda Powerboat Association, Janae Nesbitt, onto the show. We're going to be discussing all things powerboat racing, but they had a really great event yesterday, so looking forward to hearing about how that went. Hopefully some of you got to experience it, whether on water or on land. We have some Bermuda trivia today. Yep, it's a Bermuda trivia question today, so hopefully everyone has the thinking caps on. And don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, let's jump right into the questions this morning. The questions, this morning's questions are: what concerns you most about recent murder verdicts in Bermuda? And do you have confidence in our justice system? These questions are, I guess, I'm concerned because I have not seen many Bermudians talk about this stuff, at least on social media and in private conversations. But recently, back in May, a jury found 4 people not guilty of the murder of Latrell Doman. That happened back in May. And then just last week or 2 weeks ago, Warwick man was found not guilty of the fatal stabbing in 2020 of Dante Woods outside of a sports club. But also to do with that is we've had another case where DNA cleared a man of a conviction. So with these happening, I mean, to go in more in depth, there are families who have no justice for their loved ones, but also there are people who have been cleared from spending years of their lives in prison. The question is, where does the blame, or where should we be concerned? Is it the courts? Is it the police and the evidence? Is it the general public? Yes, and I said general public. Is it us who have this tendency to want to run online and share this and say that, which could possibly jeopardize cases? Are these cases not strong enough? Is the public not playing a strong enough role in helping to get justice for those in our community? Folks, if you'd like to answer privately, you can do that. Do you have confidence in our justice system? You can actually use the QR code. We have to share the QR code with you again, don't we? So you can just hit that QR code right there, and you can, the QR code is on the screen if you're tuned in via stream, via Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, YouTube, Instagram, or our website. You can screen that. And if you don't want to use the QR code and you want to click the link is going to be in the comments right here. So you can just click the link in the comments if you're on our website, YouTube, or Facebook. You can answer the question about whether you have, I guess, confidence in our justice system in Bermuda. But again, the question of the morning, what concerns you most about recent murder verdicts in Bermuda? What concerns you most about recent murder? Do you feel safe? Or do you just think this is par for the course? Hey, it happens. There was not enough evidence. These people are not guilty of the acts that they've been accused of. Let us know. Dr. Anthony Richardson, he says, I have confidence in the justice system. Blame is on the general public for not coming forward to strengthen the evidence for effective prosecutions. The courts, prosecutors, police can't do it alone. I appreciate that comment. And that's why I said the general public. I do appreciate that, because I think we live in a time where we lack accountability. We're not a people who look in the mirror and, say, I could do better. I literally met a narcissist recently, a person, I asked, what would you change about yourself? I wouldn't change anything. And I'm just like, wow, I finally met the perfect person. Jesus, as most would say, right? But no, none of us is perfect. There's always something that we can do to do better. And I kind of want to say that we're along the same lines, Mr. Richardson. This falls on the general public as much as it does the courts, as much as it does the police, right? This is on us. This is on us. They can't do it alone. They cannot do it alone. And I'm not here to say that anyone who was not convicted was guilty. No. That's not what I'm going to do. But we know that these two most recent murder victims didn't kill themselves based on the evidence. It's just a matter of who actually is responsible for these. Because we also can't forget of the persons who have been cleared after spending years of their lives behind the prison walls. But what are your thoughts, audience? What concerns you most about recent murder verdicts in Bermuda in which people were found not guilty? People were pretty much acquitted. They've walked. There's been no one held responsible for these murders. What are your thoughts? And also, you can answer the other question. Do you have confidence in our justice system? This is your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan Express and Secure Trucking. Thanks so much to them for ensuring that we can have these conversations. We've got Willis Jr. He says, to Mr. Richardson's answer, is it that the public won't come forward because they have no confidence in feeling safe if they do so? Well, that's possible too. And we've heard that for years, that people won't speak up because they don't feel safe. They don't feel protected. And this is despite reassurances from Crime Stoppers, right? That, your identity will remain anonymous. But people just don't have any, trust or faith that this is a reality. Right? But what are your thoughts, audience? What concern? I mean, again, we haven't spoken about this. We as a community, it's almost like, oh, okay, they got off for murder. And it goes like, are we that desensitized? Are we that disconnected from what's happening in a very small community like ours? And in fairness, I just want to say this, that we will have the Department of Public Prosecutions coming on in the coming weeks to discuss this. So it's not us just having these conversations among ourselves. We will be having someone on to discuss this, but this is a community issue. This is not on one party or the other. That's why we want to know what concerns you most about it. What concerns me most is that no one is being held responsible for the crimes that are taking place. That should concern everyone. No one is being held responsible. Suzanne Ingham says, no, I do not trust the justice system. There is too much covering up. Well, I don't know any. I think we have been given enough over the last 3 to 5 years where we have questions, right? Where we can have questions. I think we'd be silly to sit here and act like we haven't been given reason to believe there's corruption. I mean, we've seen the amount of police officers in particular which have been suspended over the last 5 years. There have been issues in the courts where a judge was just cleared, right? But I get the concerns from the general public. They're valid. How do we address them, though? How do we address the concerns that we have? How do we fix the problems that we have? To Willis Jr., how do we make people feel safe to want to come forward? How do we change this? What can we do differently? There's got to be something we can do differently. So what are your thoughts, audience, about the recent murder verdicts in Bermuda, where we've had, again, in May, we had 4 people cleared of a gun murder. Last month, we had 1 person cleared of a stabbing. Last month, we had another person who had their conviction squashed from a 2012 attempted murder. And this is following the case of Julian Washington, who had his conviction squashed. What concerns you about this? How does it make you feel in a small community like Bermuda that people are not being held responsible for violent crime? Is it something you're comfortable with, that you can live with, that you feel, you know what, it's only a small group of people, it's contained, it doesn't impact you, it doesn't affect you, you have your fancy job and go home to your nice house and you don't have to worry about that? Is that where you're at with it? Or are you just afraid and you want to live as if it won't happen to you, or you hope and pray it doesn't happen to you? You know, last year, this time, we lost 2 young men. And there was a press conference last week where one of the parents spoke to the media. And one of the key things that this loving mother said is that the violence doesn't discriminate. And I saw a comment from someone in response to that saying, it doesn't discriminate, but it's always Black men who are the victims and the murderers. My response to that is very simple. It won't be just Black men if the community doesn't get a hold of it. It won't be. We can't live in a community as small as we are and act as if certain things don't impact us. Do we give credit to the defense lawyers? Is it that we have Great defense lawyers, why we have the verdicts that we do. I don't know, man. I just feel that as a community, we should be a bit more concerned. And Anika DeShield says, there have been 2 young white male victims. Indeed, there have. At the gas station up on South Shore and at a party, I believe it was last year or the year before, down Devonshire, South Shore, Devonshire. You're absolutely correct. If my memory serves me correctly, those are the 2. We've got to do better as a community. But it's not going to get better if we're comfortable in our silence. We can do better. Our lives actually depend on us doing better and being more responsible and accountable for ourselves and our loved ones. You know, there's this old saying that used to be said, if you know something, say something. Sounds cliche, but don't wait until the day comes when you need people to speak up for you to start reciting that. I hope the day comes where we don't need to speak about seeking justice. My hope is that the conversations turn into how can we support each other's businesses and careers, rather than how do we feel about the justice system. But until we get there, we have a serious problem in our community that does not discriminate, because as Anika DeShield says right here, it impacts us all, whether you feel directly impacted or not. This is a community problem. I just want to ask a yes or no question. Do you feel like this impacts you or not? Yes or no? Do you feel like violence in the community impacts you? Yes or no? Because I tell you what, when the police have their stop and searches in the morning, there's a lot of complaints. There are a lot of complaints. So if you think it doesn't impact you, that's one way it does. I want to go back to Bermuda Day. The general public worked in tandem with the Bermuda Police Service as they called the police and notified them of 2 young men dressed in all dark. Well, I don't know if they were men, but 2 people dressed in dark clothing, riding around. The police were notified, apprehended them, found a weapon, a knife on them. That's how it was supposed to work, folks. That's how community works. You know, I read something, I think it was on Saturday morning. I don't know if you all saw the reports about New York City. New York City didn't experience a shooting or murder on July 4th, they said, for the first time ever. It's crazy. That just tells you how normal it is in a big city. That's the largest city in the United States by population. I hope that we can find solutions to the anger and dysfunction that's leading to the antisocial behavior, so that we can experience a Bermuda in which this stuff doesn't continue to be the norm. Because as I asked, do you believe this impacts you? Mark Arthur C. Phillips says yes. Dr. Anthony Richardson says yes. Willis Jr. says yes. Sheikha Rena says yes. Janet Maynard says yes. When we have young family that like to go out and enjoy yourself, it is frightening. That's a good point. Your family, young children, they just want to go out and have a good time. Maybe go to a friend's party, and then people show up and they want to start trouble. A community has to fight back. These verdicts should concern every last one of us. And if they don't, we've got bigger problems. Dr. Anthony Richardson says, the less Bermuda society comes forward to assist in combating crime, the more the state, the government has to create draconian laws like stop and search, to the annoyance of the general public, a vicious cycle. It is. Because I absolutely don't like stop and search. I absolutely think they're everything that civil rights people say they are. But because of this, it's actually going to take us back to those laws and create the situation that we fought and our ancestors fought so hard to get away from. Will the Real Deal says, what's the root of the problem? Does it start from the home, from younger generations needing more guidance from the community? I think the root of the problem has been discussed by the likes of Rashida Godwin and Ajala Omadele and so many others. The root goes far deeper. But we can't keep using the excuses as the root of the problem. We have to attack it and address it. The challenge is the divide and conquer. If you take certain groups of people and you put them in a certain sector and they separate from others, right? Like, it's so deep rooted, and we'll have to talk about that. But people don't like this because they're going to say, oh, well, it's all Black people. But it is deeply rooted in race. That's not to say it's white people's fault, but it's deeply rooted in race. It's like hitting our children. It's deeply rooted in slavery. But we don't like to talk about that stuff. It makes us uncomfortable. So if we want to, target the root cause, we as a community have to get ready for uncomfortable conversations. The challenge is we don't like uncomfortable conversations. There were 2 female victims, Anika DeShields. All right, let's pay some respect to Titan Express and Secure Trucking. Then we'll go to the news break with Simone. And then don't forget, we have Janae Nesbitt, the Commodore of the Bermuda Powerboat Association, coming up. Exciting conversation, folks. Looking forward to it. They had a great event yesterday, and hopefully some of you attended. Let us know, actually, did you attend? In the meantime, make sure you give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, family, and colleagues, and we'll be back with Janae after the news break. But let's give some love to Titan Express and Secure Trucking first.
The Daily Discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
Alrighty. Thanks again to Titan Express and Secure Trucking. And let's go to Simone over at TDH News Break headquarters.
Good morning, Bermuda. Today's news is brought to you by People's Pharmacy. We're stocked with more than prescriptions. Think home decor and small appliances, Ninja, Shark, and more. People's, more than just a pharmacy. First in news today, the Bermuda Police Service continues the investigation on the untimely murders of Amon Robinson and Rosie Garland. In their latest statement, they are keen to hear from the public. Residents where the double murder was committed are urged to come forward if they have any information or saw any suspicious activity around the area during the time of the crime. Any information received will be held in the strictest of confidence, and citizens should contact the senior investigator officer Acting Detective Inspector Anika Donawa by calling 717-2250 or via email at adonawa@bps.bm. Further news from the Bermuda Police Service confirms that 23-year-old Jeremiah Tyrell has been successfully located. The BPS expressed thanks to the members of the public who responded to their appeal and came forward, which assisted in locating Mr. Tyrell. In other news, the government has renewed their commitment to Bermudan athletes. 25 athletes across 15 different sports were awarded a combined total of $154,500 at the 2025 Elite Athlete Sponsorship, which was hosted by the Department of Sport and Recreation. The funding was provided by the government's Elite Athlete Sponsorship Program, ensuring that Bermuda's top-performing athletes get the financial support they need to compete exceptionally on the world stage. Last in the news today, the city of Hamilton recently launched a disposable waste campaign. Their slogan, "Don't let the rats go viral." The campaign aims to share awareness about the real impact of improper waste habits. 3 key ways included in the campaign to help win the rat race are secure your trash, respect collection days, and to stop illegal dumping. Now it's time to take a look at the forecast. For the weather, we're looking at a high of 83 degrees and a low of 81, with the highest temperature peaking at around 8 p.m. It will feel warmer than usual, even with the slightly cloudy skies. That's all for the news break today. My name is Simone Vaughn. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Thanks so much for that, Simone. All right, folks, here's your days of the year. It is World Change Day. World Change Day. And so what I want to ask the audience this morning, if you could change one thing about Bermuda, what would it be? If you could change one thing about Bermuda, what would it be? I'll go first. Our government system. Yeah, I would change our government system. That's the first thing I would change. And I know what you're all thinking. To what? I'm going to speak to it like, the transatlantic slavery, chattel slavery. It doesn't matter to what. Anything was better than that. That's my thought process. Well, I would hope. As far as our government system, it doesn't work. The only thing that works is when it comes to elections, we use race. It doesn't work. So change. What's one thing you would change about Bermuda? The one thing I would change about Bermuda is our government system. Yeah, that's what I would change. What would you change? It's World Change Day, folks. What would you change about Bermuda? What's one thing you would change about Bermuda? All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. After this break, we'll be back with Janae Nesbitt from the Bermuda Powerboat Association. But in the meantime, make sure you give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Give us 3 minutes, 51 seconds until we're back on the other side.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's, I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
96 degrees, real hot, oh yes. Summer's heating up, but your home, it can chill. BAC is turning down the heat with 20% off Carrier X-Power mini split AC units. They're sleek, whisper quiet, and smart thanks to energy-saving inverter technology. New install, upgrade, doesn't matter. Just don't miss out. For a limited time, get 20% off when you pay with cash, credit, or debit. 96 degrees, real hot. Swing by BAC on Mill Creek Road today.
Bermuda holidays are a time when we celebrate our community, traditions, and the beauty of Bermuda. HSBC is deeply rooted in the community and proud once again to be the lead sponsor of Cup Match. Somerset! St. George's!
St. George's!
Whether you're heading east to watch Cup Match in person or spending time camping, boating, swimming, or simply relaxing, no matter which team you choose, Cup Match is one of the most spectacular and energizing events, bringing the entire island together in celebration of Emancipation Day and Mary Prince Day. Wishing all of Bermuda a happy Cup Match from HSBC, and may the best team win.
Somerset! St. George's!
HSBC, opening up a world of opportunity.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast, so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Jamal Hartman here. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. And a big thank you to HSBC for Bermuda for ensuring that we're able to pump through the radio airwaves on Hot 107.5 with these important community conversations. Don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, without further ado, before we do that, I did ask people, it's World Change Day. What would you change about our system? Kievan ABDA said education system. It's a wrap after that. All other systems will be purified. I think education, you have to start with the government system, then education system, right? Because government is in charge of education, or it could be either way. I get you. Chicken or the egg, which comes first? Suzanne Ingham says, get rid of the government system. It truly sucks. Okay. All right. Well, let's bring in our very special guest for the day. We've got Janae Nesbitt, the Commodore of the Bermuda Powerboat Association. She's probably tired because she's been working all weekend, but I'm grateful that she's come on. Let's give her a warm TDH welcome, folks. Yeah. Morning, Janae. Welcome.
Good morning, Jamal. Thank you for having me.
First, thank you for coming. I know it's early. I appreciate you making time for us. I can only imagine how busy you were, and we'll talk about that in a few about what you were doing yesterday. But first, congratulations on being a Commodore. I'm not sure if there were women who served in the position before, but it's refreshing to see a young Black woman serving in a position like that. So congratulations on being the Commodore. But since you've stepped into the role as Commodore, what are some of your big goals and your vision for the future of powerboat racing in Bermuda?
So I would say from the time I actually joined the Bermuda Powerboat Association from 2016 as the executive secretary, I saw a lot of gaps and holes that needed to be filled. And so when I stepped into position as Commodore in 2022, I sort of hit the ground running. It was different ideas. What can we do to bring the Bermuda Powerboat Association to the forefront? Because when I used to talk to different people on island about it, they'd be like, what's that? What's the Powerboat Association? And so I used to always have to describe it, the boats that go around the island. And so it's like, oh, okay. And so from there, a lot of people didn't really realize that we have a full season that we run. Mm-hmm. And so, for me, it was, all right, let's hit the ground running. How are we going to get these boats, our association, in everyone's face? And so it started off with like May 24th parades. I've always been willing to take on different ideas. Someone comes to me and says, hey, maybe you guys should try this. And I'm like, all right, let's see how we can go about it. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. And it's been a success for the last few years.
Indeed. And again, congratulations. And it's interesting you said that, because there are people who literally ask that question. What is the Powerboat Association? And growing up, I mean, I haven't been in years, but Ferry Reach, that's where we watched boat race. Coney Island was where we went scrambling. Those were the two seasons, like football and cricket. Those were the motorsport seasons. But for someone who's never seen a boat race, like, just tell them what they can expect.
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, it depends on what day, like, how the day goes. It's definitely exciting. It's thrilling. For those who who are like thrill seekers, it's definitely something for them. You have a lot of family-oriented individuals who come out and to support. It's a lot of action. The boat speeds range from anywhere between, say, 60 and I want to say like high 90s, based on the information and data that we've been able to source. So yeah, a lot of people tend to get different things from it. So, community involvement, thrilling entertainment, excitement, and stuff like that.
Audience, I want to ask the audience, has anyone outside of Rondi Island, has anyone been to Ferry Reach to watch a boat race recently? Like, let's say in the last 5 years. Audience, yes or no? Because it's an experience down there. I mean, it's not just the boats racing, but you have vendors, and just speak to the experience down Ferry Reach in particular.
So, I mean, so for us, we tend to invite different vendors. More recently, what I've been looking for is vendors that are willing to just come and partner with us. I don't charge vendor fees. I try to look at different individuals who are up and coming businesses and stuff like that. So this year, we had Stars Launch, who joined us and who has become one of our major vendors. We have Hot Dog Delight, who comes down, Jazzy Treats. We also have Ashley's Lemonade. So I try to give everyone a different variety. Sweets, sugar, a little alcohol for the adults, and then also obviously some food to fuel everyone. So yeah, and I'm always open to having different vendors and new vendors and stuff like that. So it really depends on who's calling and saying, hey, I want to come down, or I know you guys having a race, and then we're always open to inviting anyone that's interested in joining us.
Okay. Well, I asked, has anyone been recently? Kenton Trot says, I have. I love boat racing. We've got Suzanne Ingham says, no, it's been years. Laquita Nesbitt says, I have no choice. Marquita Lee says, I haven't been in years. And Polly Rich says, yes, I have been to a race. All right. Well, that's good that people have been. Yesterday, you actually had a celebrity boat race, right? That took place. How did the idea for this unique event come about, and how did it turn out?
So a few months back, a friend of mine who runs the Give Back approached me. I was like, hey, let's do a celebrity race. So I'm like, okay, so what that entails. And so, he ran the idea down, and I was like, you know what? I think that's a great idea. And so McKinley Johansson, who is one of the founders of the Give Back, put everything together, from the celebrities to what he wanted the date to look like, and all of that. I think I maybe threw 2 people in there that wasn't on his list, but I thought it was a great idea to bring people who were not or would never really be involved within the Bermuda Private Association to come and join us. I would say yesterday, for the most part, it was a success. We did have some excitement in the beginning on race 1. We had a boat rollover in the last turn coming for the last lap. And so, that was something that was unexpected, but considering it's boat race, it's expected. And I just want to say, everyone from marshal boats to spectators, even our racers, jumped into action to help us make sure that the individuals, the co-pilot and driver, were good. They was able to turn the boat over, it was upright, and make sure that the boat was secure back on land before we continued on with our day. We had some RC racing going on inside the South Cabot in Dockyard yesterday. And then we finished the day off by throwing our celebs influencers into the race. And so initially it was just supposed to be one race, 3 laps, and that was pretty much it. But then, we had some who obviously for whatever reason could not go into the fresh race. So I decided to do a second celebrity race. And some of them was like, nope, we're doing it again. We want to do it again. So I actually love that. We have lots of content from the day. The day was a great, beautiful sunny day. A lot of people came out to support. We also had the 2 Bermuda super stock boats that raced overseas that came and joined us on island on display yesterday as well. So overall, it was a really great day.
Alrighty. Just having some audio challenges. I'm gonna actually do something. Just leave the studio and then come back in. Okay. We're gonna fix the audio challenges now. Sometimes it happens, as you know, but we're gonna try to fix the audio challenges now. I'm gonna have a leave and then come back in. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. I did hear it on my side, but that's pretty awesome. A celebrity race that took place yesterday. Did anyone have the opportunity to attend the celebrity boat race yesterday, either by land or by water? Were you able to witness what Janae was speaking about just now? Let us know. Were you able to witness it? Let's bring her back in now. We'll bring her back in for the conversation, but let us know, yes or no, were you able to witness the celebrity race yesterday? Yes or no? It was held up Cross Island, Dockyard up there. I know I saw quite a few people who were on boats watching, and they seemed to have a great time. All right, let's see. Okay, she's not back in yet, but we'll bring her back in a second once we have those audio challenges fixed. But let us know, have you, I know some of you said you haven't been in years, Polly Rich and Kenton Richardson, Kenton Trott, sorry, along with Laquita Nesbitt, who says she has no choice, have been. But anyone else, Suzanne Ingham says no, she didn't go yesterday or didn't get to witness it. You all probably only go around the island boat race, right? You haven't really experienced the ferry reach races or the celebrity race like last night. A lot of these races you don't even necessarily have to attend anymore, and we'll probably speak to Janae about that in a few seconds, about the opportunity to stream the boat races. They develop some partnerships where that opportunity is available. But Polly Rich says no, did not see the race. Yeah, and it's always a joy knowing that people are safe after boat flips. These are some fast boats, man. And I will say Bermuda is very safe when it comes to that. We haven't really had many incidents with them. We've got Rosalind Famous. I have never been. Audience, should we take her Bermuda card away from her? She's never been to boat race. All right. We're going to bring Janae back in. We're going to fix this. Janae, we've got a problem. Rosalind Famous says she's never been to a boat race. Should we take her Bermuda card from her?
I mean, maybe we should give her a chance first. Maybe we should give her a chance. She still got some time. We're just coming up to midway to our season.
Okay.
I think we should give her a chance.
Give her a chance. Okay. Janae is in a good mood. She's saying we're going to give you a chance, Rosalind. Rosalind, you and I are going boat race. We're going to go to the boat race. But that said, I'm excited, very happy about the celebrity boat race event. And like, you're open to ideas for people to bring such an idea to you. That's leadership, and congratulations to you on being open to that. But let's address young people, because in Bermuda, we've seen it happen with cricket, for instance. I'm not sure about motorsports, but we've had people, come on this show speaking about how we don't have as many young people in cricket like we used to, and it's impacted the development of the sport. How is the Bermuda Powerboat Association working to bring in new talent, especially young people and women, into the sport?
So I want to say about 3 years ago, we relaunched our junior program. So our junior program entails kids, boys and girls from the age of 9 to 16, who can join us. We have Bermuda boats. They're built by Spar-Yard, the GT15s. And so these boats allow us to bring younger kids in. Marine Ports allowed us to lower the age limit so that we can get younger kids involved. And so I know some people who have followed the Bermuda Powerboat Association this season will notice that, we have not ran the program. And that's mainly due to no sponsors. The boats actually need more work. And considering I would want to give these kids a full package, I wouldn't want them to sort of run a boat that's sort of halfway running. And so I made the hardest decision this year to not run our junior program and focus on fundraising so that we can actually get these boats up and running, because it costs quite a bit. And, without no support for that, we have to do it on our own. And so, yeah, that's what I've been sort of focusing on this year, is just fundraising, getting these boats back and running so that we can relaunch this program for 2026.
Indeed. You've also done something else very spectacular I mentioned just now as well this year, is you stream some of the races. So you've got, opportunities for people who maybe can't get out to the races, who want to experience them. Speak to that part of people having more access to powerboat racing in Bermuda.
So a few years ago, I was approached, and over the years, people kept asking, how can we watch the races? We're overseas, we can't get to Ferry Reach. And so I have been trying to figure out how we can make it work. And then I was approached by an individual by the name of Brian Morris, who runs APB Live. And so he came on as a 5-year sponsor to get the live stream up and running, to provide a website, and, to make things happen. And so we are so grateful for that, because what it's done, it also amplifies our association. So those who say, what's Bermuda Powerboat? What's boat race? No, you can log into our website, which is www.bpba.bm. Race days, you can catch the race live streamed. Yesterday's race is actually supposed to be uploaded to the website. So hopefully by the end of today, you should be able to log in and catch the action from yesterday. So, we're still building on our content in terms of the website and the streaming. But yes, this will be race 3, where we've been officially been able to stream our Bermuda Powerboat Association races.
Indeed. I know you got to run, but I've got a couple questions from the audience. We've got Renee Simmons. She's asking, have you ever considered inviting other racers to the island? It could be quite expensive, but I attended a boat race in Fort Lauderdale a few years ago and thought it would make competition for Bermuda.
So funny enough, that has been the topic of conversation, I want to say maybe for the last few years. We have looked at it more recently. It's mainly logistics, financing, and actually finding out which overseas racers would be on board and interested in coming to Bermuda. So, again, it's something that we are open to. It's really just about getting the assistance to make something like that happen.
Indeed. Polly Rich is asking, why was there a line of boats along East Broadway on Sunday morning?
So I don't know if everyone knows, but I did mention earlier that we do have the 2 superstock boats in Bermuda. This would be S12 and S25, which have been racing overseas. And so because we had the celebrity race at Dockyard yesterday, and those boats are here, we thought it would be a great idea to do a motorcade, and again, to bring more awareness to our association. And so all the boats lined up on East Broadway yesterday morning from 9 a.m. And we all went to Dockyard in a motorcade. So those who came out was able to see pretty much, I want to say 90% of the boats that are racing. Some of them were not racing, but they still came out. And so it was really just to show the island, show us our supporters and our fans, like, listen, we have boats on island. This is what we're doing. This is what's happening, and just to get more people interested.
Indeed. I like that. Real quickly, only because we caught up earlier and some people didn't get what you were saying, but regarding the first ever celebrity boat race, charity boat race that took place yesterday, how did the idea come about and who were some of the people that participated?
So a friend of mine who is also a committee member on the BPBA and is a co-founder of the Give Back came to me and said, hey, let's do a celebrity race. And I'm like, okay, what does that entail? And so he gave me the whole package, the whole rundown of what he wanted it to look like. And so I was like, you know what, that's a great idea. And so we put it all together like a regular race day, and then we reached out to the celebrities. And I must admit that it was definitely McKinley Johansson's idea, and he did a lot of the groundwork in terms of getting these celebrities. The BPBA committee together did what we had to do just to put the race on. And so big shout out to him for that. We had, in terms of our celebrity influences that we chose to do or participate for the first celebrity race, we had Jassy Seymour, we was able to get Fire Rain, we had Connor Flats, we had Zande Fubler, we had Henry Talker, which is also my boss. I could not get him in a boat. Who else did we have? I'm thinking off the top of my head. We did have Calandra, but unfortunately, the boat that she was supposed to go in was the one that actually rode over early in the day. And so, you know, that was totally fine. She was there to support. She was able to get some content and stuff like that, so that was great. We also had Duke Warrich. I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Duke is. We had Erica Engelman of Vision Bermuda, who came on and joined us. And I feel like I'm missing somebody, but I can't think off the top of my head at present.
You didn't do it? You didn't participate?
Oh, no. So initially I did consider to participate, and I must admit I did consider. But at the beginning of the summer, I actually broke a bone in my foot, which has sat me out for the summer. So I think that was a sign.
My cousin's injured. Oh boy. One last question. You got to go. But what are some upcoming races or events the public should look out for, and how can folks come out and support, whether on land or on water?
So in terms of the upcoming events, we have our next race is July 27th, which will be held at Ferry Reach. Followed by that is the highly anticipated annual Around the Island race, which has been pushed back a week and will be held on August 17th this year. Following that, we have a race scheduled for August 31st, and we have 2 races in September, which you can look out for in terms of details as we're finalizing that. Support, we always need hands-on. We always need volunteers for different things. And on water, we're always looking for marshal boats. So someone or individuals that can come out and help us patrol the coast and to keep eyes out for mariners who have no regard for our race course. And so, you know, we need to have vigilant people. And so if anyone wants to support, please reach out. Anybody wants to assist, we're always looking for hands to help.
Janae, thank you so much for making time for us. I'm looking forward to the Around the Island. That's the greatest interest, but also, folks, check them out before that. July 27th is the next event. Janae, thank you so much. We'll be in touch. Hopefully we can get you all back on right before the Around the Island to hype it up.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Have a wonderful day.
You as well. Have a good day.
All right, Janae Nesbitt, Commodore of the Bermuda Powerboat Association. Folks, if you appreciated that conversation, do us a favor, whatever platform you're on, streaming, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter X, Instagram, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back. We'll wrap it up. We've got a trivia question for you as well. I want to see how many people know this. I'm not thinking anyone will. See you on the other side.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's loan guarantee program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda business starts here.
Considering the increasing challenges faced by financial institutions, the need for insurance protection is a critical component of the risk management framework. At Friesenbrook, our priority is to safeguard your assets with the most optimal, cost-effective risk management cover to help protect your business, whether it be cyber, directors and officer liability, professional indemnity, or property insurance. Call us on 296-3600 to learn more about our full suite of competitive corporate insurance products. At Friesenbrook, we provide insurance you can count on.
Get ready for the Emancipation Edition, an evening of powerful voices and vibrant culture. Presented by Sankofa Bermuda and Curb, this event brings short, impactful conversations on history, culture, and community. Join us Thursday, July 10th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at BUEI. Tickets are just $35 and available now at ptix.pm. Come curious, leave inspired, and don't forget to bring cash for our amazing vendors. Let's educate, inspire, and challenge together.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Novazog Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
At Umami, we don't just sell spices, we spark something bigger. We believe food isn't just fuel, it's connection, it's tradition, it's joy. Our dream? To help you eat better, love louder, and maybe even start a little food revolution. One home-cooked, flavor-packed meal at a time. Because cooking isn't just a chore, it's an act of love. Umami Spice. Gather, cook, connect.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Commodore of the Bermuda Powerboat Association, Janae Nesbitt, for stopping by. Awesome conversation, a lot to learn. Folks, let's get out there, support the Bermuda Powerboat Association next event on July 27th. Big up to Brian Morris doing his thing to ensure that Bermudians have access to boat race if they're unable to make it on the day of. You can go to their website to check it out. So I'm looking forward to watching later on today. I believe she said it should be on their website. The yesterday's race. Alrighty. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Lindos, People's Pharmacy, and HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we're able to pump through the radio areas over on Hot 107.5 so that everyone has access to these important community conversations. All right, folks, it is time for the Daily Play brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right. Are you ready? Bermuda Trivia today. Okay, it's kind of a remember when, but it's Bermuda Trivia, and it goes in theme with today. Audience, the Bermuda Powerboat Association formed in what year? Take a guess. Yeah, I knew no one would know this one. I knew it. But, you know, thought the Googlers out there may have done the Googling thing. It was not 1975, Renee Simmons. It was not 1972, Dorian. It was actually 1960, according to the Bermuda Magazine. We have 1960, the sport became organized with the formation of the Bermuda Powerboat Association. All right, 1960. All right, folks, let's wrap it up. Gotta run, but I want to say this regarding the earlier discussion about the justice system in Bermuda. I'm going to be very short with it. Whether it's people being convicted or found not guilty, or having convictions overturned, our justice system is a reflection of us, the people, the community. I'll leave it at that. Let me give you some daily inspiration. No matter how high you're able to climb, how much money you make, no matter how big a house you live in, or how expensive the car you drive is, no matter how many social media followers you have, or the title that you go by, it's important to remain humble enough to understand that everything in life is temporary. Folks, please don't forget to subscribe on our website, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lenders, People's Pharmacy, and HSBC for ensuring that we're able to pump through the radio airwaves on Hot 107.5 with these most important community conversations. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.